So this is gonna be a funny one. This is a review of some fake AirPods I lost. I already had this review planned for a while, so I'm doing it anyway. But basically, one rainy day during my commute, I got into the train station which is covered, so I took my hoodie off. And I only noticed some minutes later, but my right earphone must have fallen off. And when I went to search for it, it wasn't there anymore. Someone must have taken it. Hopefully, it had been a security guard, so I started searching for someone who worked there. But that's when I started to hear something in my left earphone. Someone was trying to call up the Google Assistant. It had been stolen. And it had to be the right one too, which is the main one. That's when my phone got disconnected, but they couldn't have been far. I got out of the train station and tried to look for anyone with just one AirPod. I wasn't having any luck. I searched around for a little while near places I thought made sense for the person to go, and my phone eventually reconnected to the earphones, but immediately disconnected. It was gone, and I was gonna miss my train, so I just gave up. The thing is, the person who stole it can't charge it because he must think it's real. But this doesn't charge in a regular AirPods case, so I'm still hoping it's gonna be returned, even though I know it's highly unlikely. With that said, I like these so much that I bought some new ones from AliExpress, but they still haven't arrived, so don't find it weird that you're just seeing the left earphone in the video, which, by the way, is gonna carry on right now.
So I bought some fake AirPods. Why? Because I was looking for some cheap wireless earphones and these seemed like the best option. Let me explain how. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, they look a lot like actual AirPods. The case has some differences and it's not as well built as Apple's, but you'd never guess from the earphones that these were fake. How do I feel about that? I was kinda skeptical at first about using some fakes, but that feeling disappeared after using these for a while, because wireless earphones really are handy. So, why do I say these were the best option for me? Because they seem to have everything. They can charge wirelessly, they have a USB-C port, which was mandatory for me, I didn't want no micro USB, and they pair to each other automatically after coming out of the case, so I don't have to fiddle with them much. Pairing them is simple enough. You just get them out of the case, go to your Android phone's Bluetooth settings the first time, pair them, and that's it. The next time you get them out of the case, they'll pair automatically. You even get the voice of what's clearly a Chinese woman guiding you through the whole process.
Connected.
Very rarely, they don't pair properly, but putting them in the case and taking them off again usually fixes it. If it doesn't, just leave them charging for a bit and they'll be as good as new. They also don't pair properly if you change their name in your phone's Bluetooth settings, so, just don't do that. AliExpress now has a version that supposedly has that pop-up window for iPhones like the AirPods do, but I don't have that version. I never tried pairing these with a Mac, but on Windows not every app's sound goes through the earphones, so you probably won't be using these with all your devices. But for the price I paid, I can't really complain much. I bought these for 15 euros on AliExpress, but the newer version of these, which they also have in black, sells for only slightly above 10 euros with shipping, that is. The sound is not bad for the price. It's not as full as AirPods, and it's really lacking in bass, but they get loud. My problem with the sound is that my unit at least has this coil whine, which is really annoying. It's okay for casual listening, but if you're looking for great sound quality, you won't find it here. The main earphone is the right one, which means if you want to only use one earphone and keep the other one in the case, you'll have to use the right one. They also don't have the AirPods in-ear detection. The dots are just painted on, which I find really funny. The microphone on these is not great. Under anything other than perfect conditions, no one is going to hear you. When it comes to touch gestures, these have a lot. You can tap on either one to pause or play the music, and long press to bring up your phone's assistant. but at least the Google Assistant doesn't work properly most of the times for me with these, so I'd skip that gesture. You also have double tap on the right one to increase the volume and on the left one to decrease it, and triple tap on the left one to skip a song and on the right one to go back a song. The triple tap is actually easy to get the hang of. The thing is that after some time, I think it stops expecting the gestures, so it takes a second to realize what you're trying to do. Their fit is actually really good. Having the same design as AirPods, they fit me perfectly and never fall off, but they don't block much sound just like AirPods, and I get fatigued of having them on after about 2 hours or so, which is right around the time when I have to put them back in their case to charge. The earphones batteries last about 2 hours and the case gives you 3 more charges, which for me is enough. I only need to charge them every 2 days, but just to be safe, I usually charge them overnight. After more than half a year using these, the battery life has stayed pretty much the same, but if it ever gets really bad like we've seen happening with AirPods, these are so cheap that I can just buy some new ones. I've been using them every day on my 1 hour commute to and from school, and I'm loving these. They made me start listening to podcasts because they're just so convenient. I probably would have also started listening to podcasts with regular wired earphones on my commute, but now that I've experienced these, I do believe the future of earphones is wireless. Charging them for 15 minutes from complete zero leaves you with about 70% battery left on the earphones and no battery on the case, which I don't think is really great, but I charge them overnight like I said, so I'm okay with it. The 4 LEDs on the front are kinda useless. They just light up when the case is charging or the earphones are charging inside of it, but unless the case is plugged to the wall, there's no way to tell its battery, and to see the earphone's battery, you have to go to your phone. A multicolored LED here would have been much better in my opinion. And since we're talking about wishes, I would also love to see NFC on the case like Sony does, or support for Android's fast pair at least. Still, I really like these. They're even Bluetooth 5, so the lag when watching videos is bearable. It's almost non-existent, but it's still there. USB-C on both my phone and my earphones is the most convenient thing ever, and honestly, now I'm even more on board of the USB-C all the things train. If you're looking for some cheap wireless earphones, I'd absolutely recommend these. For this price, and with all these features, you won't be disappointed with these i10 TWS. If a newer version of these fakes ever comes out, maybe for the new noise cancelling AirPods Pro, you know I'm gonna be there to buy them.